Well, hello and welcome to our latest episode of Get to Know UIC, Getting to Know United in Christ. Today I'm super excited on this Tuesday's Newsies, I guess. I'm excited to be able to welcome Bob and Theresa Furman, two of our upcoming new members to United in Christ. As soon as we can get a physical worship service together, we're going to welcome them to the congregation officially. But Bob and Theresa, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, please, it is my pleasure. So I will say I had the privilege of coming up and visiting with the two of you a few weeks ago at this point, before we were all told to, stay home as much as possible. I had the chance to come up and visit, and I got to hear a little bit from the two of you. But I think it's helpful for folks to hear and know. So tell me, the two of you had been shopping around, or rather worshiping around, at a couple of congregations before you landed at United in Christ. Is that correct?
Correct.
And how long had that process taken you, and what were you looking for in the midst of that worship experience, going around to different congregations?
Well, each time we went to a different congregation, we kind of learned things that we liked and that we didn't like.
Yeah, it's like a refining process, right?
It is. And one day, Bob here got on the internet and kind of put our wish list in, and United in Christ popped up. That's, so, we were looking for a small country church that had a lot of activities and different things to offer, and where the people were very welcoming, and we just kind of got everything all rolled into one. We wanted a congregation with different age groups as well.
Sure. And that is one of the huge blessings for us at United in Christ, is being able to celebrate, folks from every step of life's journey right now. But that's very cool to hear. I think it's really neat that the two of you were looking for a small congregation, right? I think so often that we compare ourselves to the biggest churches out there, thinking that we need to be like those biggest churches. But I think there's value in the communities of our size. So what is it about those smaller communities for you that you found was of importance and of value for you?
Well, the first couple of times we came for service, people were very welcoming, but it was more than that. We observed the interactions between the members themselves, and it was like they truly cared about each other and they were a family. And that's why the small congregation was what we were looking for. We wanted to be a part of that family where everybody knew everybody, and everybody helped each other.
Absolutely. And I got to say, so just this past fall, in fact, just a little bit before you started worshiping with us, we did this really great exercise where we named what our what we value most about this community. We asked everyone in worship that day, and they gave their answers. And exactly what you just said came out as one of the top 5 answers. It's the fact that this community has become family, right? That they do look out for each other. And I think it's really cool that even within a few weeks of visiting, you were able to see that, and I hope you've been able to see that you are now a part of that, because I think by my count, in the past, I don't know, you've been worshiping with us since since Scout Sunday, right? That was your first Sunday that you visited with us. What a Sunday to come out and visit and give us a shot. That was kind of a wild day altogether. But I think aside from one Sunday that you told me you'd been away, I don't think you've missed a Sunday since.
No.
And that's just so cool. And by my count, if I looked back correctly, I also think you've signed up for literally everything that was possible to sign up for since you've been attending with us. From book studies and turkey and waffle dinners to the flower charts. I mean, like, literally everything we had to sign up out there for, I think I've seen your name on so far. And so it's a very cool thing. And I'm so glad you feel that sense of welcome and inclusion right off the bat. Because boy, howdy, we put you to work at that turkey waffle dinner, didn't we?
We did.
Yes, you did. Yes, we did. That's very, very cool. So now, what is it? So you've been here for a couple of months now at this point. What surprised you about the congregation? What were you not expecting? I mean, aside from a pandemic to take over within a couple of weeks of you joining up with us, what has caught you by surprise with United in Christ?
I think the only thing I can think of that really surprised us was that the amount of things that you offered for being such a small congregation, and even things that you point to as far as other community events and that kind of thing that you can participate in if you'd like to.
Absolutely. And again, I think you're spot on there. And this is one of the places I'm very proud of this congregation, right? When for a congregation that has an average worship attendance, I did the math because I had to do the report at the start of the year, but our average worship attendance is about 74. But I think you're right. Sometimes I look through that newsletter and I'm like, boy, howdy, how did we get 30 pages of materials right here, right?
Yeah.
They are a mighty crew, ain't they? That it doesn't matter. It's as if they pay no attention to the fact that by all statistical standards, they should not be doing as much as they are for a congregation of their size. They said, to heck with that, we're doing it anyways, right?
Wonderful.
It is, and I'm so glad you are able to be a part of it. But tell us a little more about yourselves, right? This is our chance to get to know you. I mean, ideally, we would be doing this with fellowship hours and stuff, and getting to talk to you face to face. But now this is how we're going to do it for the time being. So tell me where the two of you are at in terms of your own life's journey.
Well, for me, I'm retired, which I love immensely.
Congratulations. I can imagine. Yes.
And Theresa hates the fact that she still has to go to work every day.
So this is not feeling anything that much different to you right now? No, this is par for the course.
I'm pretty much isolated anyway. But I worked for 2 engineering architectural firms for most of my career. I was big into sports. I used to referee soccer.
Oh, wow.
I coached and refereed my kids through their soccer careers from when they were 5 years old through high school. So.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And when we visited, did you tell me that you had been part of the engineering projects overseeing the Walmart Plaza down there in Lewisburg?
Yes. I was the project manager for that.
That's awesome. That's very, very cool. And while I can't necessarily fill the void that sports has left you, please, I do play a lot of esports. I play this car soccer game. So if you wanna plug in with me, I can get you a controller. I can mail it out to you, and we can start playing. I'd be more than happy to count that as part of my ministry. So you just let me know. I'm happy to fill that void right now. But that's very cool. But Theresa, you're still working, correct?
I am. I'm a radiation therapist for UPMC Hillman Cancer Center at Divine Providence Hospital. So through this whole thing, my world hasn't really changed that much either. I still get up and go to work every day.
Sure.
And I'm the one that runs the errands so that, it's only one of us out.
Smart. Yeah, absolutely. I guess it doesn't matter. Folks still need radiation treatments, right? And
correct.
Yeah. I'm glad that you are still able to do that and provide that incredibly necessary service right now. And I'm sure the folks who you tend to on a daily basis are grateful for it as well, or at least I hope they are.
We get thanked quite often.
Cool. I'm really glad for that. I'm really glad. So if that's your work, and if Bob had soccer for him, what is it the two of you like to do together outside of work and outside of the self-isolation of retirement and outside of worship? What is it the two brings joy for you?
Actually, something we can't do right now, and that's travel. We started about 10 years ago because with the kids growing up, we never really had the money or anything for doing any type of travel. We're never out of Pennsylvania. So.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And now we've been getting out a lot more, different places, Hawaii, Caribbean, Jamaica.
Those are very nice places to start with. I like that. I think that's a good set of priorities.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I tell you what, I'm so excited that the two of you are a part of this community already. Whether or not we've given the official stamp of approval or not, I don't care. I very much feel as if you have plugged in wholeheartedly. Theresa, I can see you're already wearing the United in Christ t-shirt,
That's
so you are
right.
ready and raring to go. I
am.
love it. And so I guess it was, what is it? What are your hopes and your dreams of being a part of this community going forward? What is it that you continue to seek out as God has provided this partnership with us all together? What is it you hope for in this relationship with this community and this congregation at United in Christ?
Well, you keep providing us with the opportunities to be able to be, helpful, and we just, really enjoy being able to come to the service. They're always so exciting, and we get so much out of it. We really do.
Cool.
We talk about it long after together, and but the other opportunities, it's just so nice to be able to do the turkey waffle dinner and do the basket raffle. I've been having so much fun with the basket raffle.
Good. Oh, that's so great.
So, but it's very rewarding, and we get a lot out of that.
There's something to be said about both what church provides for us, and then the opportunity to return, right, for those moments of service. That's super great. I've loved the energy you provided to the turkey waffle dinner and the basket social and the book study and all of the above. All of these things. It's been such a blessing to have you in this walk with us. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share this episode because it warmed my heart when you told it to me, Theresa. But when you started worshiping with us, when I came up to visit you, you told me that it got to the point where by Saturday morning you woke up and said, yes, only one more day till Sunday. I think that is just an absolutely remarkable and beautiful thing, and I think it speaks volumes about this community and these people, because I think you're spot on, right? This is an incredible community and family, and man, I'm glad that the two of you are along to be a part of it, to be a part of this process and a part of this journey. So thank you. Thank you very much for landing with us. I will trust that was the guidance of the Spirit to get you here. But there's something to be said about still taking the initiative and chugging right on through. So thank you. Any last parting thoughts? If there's any questions that I didn't even get to touch on, anything that you think describes the Furmans in a way that I didn't even get to ask today, what would it be? What would you want to leave folks with? Now's your chance to leave them with it.
Okay. The only one thing I would like to say is I just want to remind everybody that even though we have to do this social distancing, please check on your neighbors, check on the elderly people, leave a roll of toilet paper at their doorstep, make sure that they're still okay.
Absolutely. You're spot on. Just because we have to be physically isolated doesn't mean we need to be socially so. And so to that end, Theresa, if you haven't gotten a call from your council member yet, or if you haven't gotten a call from your council member yet, be on the lookout. Council has committed itself to calling all of our members who we have phone numbers from the directory on a weekly basis to make sure we stay in community and make sure we are meeting the needs of those. So if you do need anything, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out to the page, call the office, touch base with any of us in any way you can, because I think you're spot on there, Theresa. This is a time for us to stick together, even if we're not physically in the same space right now. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate your partnership and your work in this. This was really nice. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for another very exciting episode ahead. But in the meantime, God's peace and God's blessings. And that's all for now. We'll see you later.